her free hand. And now you got in, and you're not gonna go? Another shrug as I sigh and fiddle with my bangs. It's super expensive, I tell her, which is true. So I'd need to apply for financial aid, and it's pretty far away. Also true. Not that that stopped me from dreaming about it all last year. Gregorston is up in the Highlands of Scotland, surrounded by mountains and lakes. Lochs. Plus all the cool rock samples a geology freak like me could want. But last year, things were different with Jude. We've been friends since we were 9, and I've had a crush on her since I was 13 and realized that I felt the same way about Jude as I did about Lance McHenry from Boys of Summer. Look, everyone liked Boys of Summer back then. It wasn't as embarrassing as it sounds now. And my crush on Jude had just as much a chance of being requited as the flame I'd carried for a floppy-haired boy bander. Or so I'd thought. Now she scoots closer to me on top of the sleeping bag printed with daisies she's had since that first 5th grade campout. Unlike me, Jude isn't much for camping. She trails her fingers over my arm, nails lightly scratching my skin, and my breath comes out all shaky as I break out in goosebumps. Each fingernail is painted a different shade of purple, her thumb a pale lavender, her pinky a violet so deep it almost looks black. There in the tent with the summer night all around us, it feels like we could be the only 2 people in the world right now. You're not turning it down because of me, are you? She asks, and my heart does a neat little flip in my chest. This thing between me and Jude has been going on since the beginning of the summer, but I'm not used to it yet. Being with her still makes me feel like I'm on some amusement park ride, heart pounding, stomach dropping. What? I ask, trying to huff out a laugh, but I'm the worst liar in the world, and the word basically comes out a squawk. Jude is really close to me now, so close our knees bump on top of our sleeping bags. It's okay if you want to admit you can't stand being away from me, she teases, and I go to shove at her, but she catches my wrist, tugging me closer so she can kiss me. Her lips taste like my cherry vanilla lip balm, and in that moment there's only Jude and her mouth and the way she tucks my hair behind my ears as she kisses me. When we pull apart, she's smiling at me, cheeks pink, our legs tangled on the sleeping bags. I'm not going because it's too expensive, I tell her, like I said. They'd give you a scholarship, she counters. You're like the smartest person in our school. That's not saying much. My high school isn't terrible or anything, but it's massive, and sometimes my classes feel more like an exercise in crowd control than anything else. That's part of why I started looking at fancy schools far away. That and my dad taking me to see the movie Brave when I was 10, and the fact that geology, my favorite subject, was practically invented in Scotland. And the way I felt when I'd looked up pictures of all those massive rocky hills surrounded by green like something out of a fairy tale. There was this one place called Applecross that Okay, no more thinking about that. I've made up my mind to stay because even though I got in, running off to Scotland is insane, right? And not a thing people do. I'll be perfectly happy finishing out my senior year at Pecos with Jude and our other besties, Darcy and Lee. There are tons of good colleges here in Texas that I can get into, and some fancy Scottish boarding school won't count for more than my killer ACT scores and awesome GPA. It'll be fine. But Jude is still watching me with a funny look on her face, 3 little wrinkles popping up over her nose. I'm serious, though, Millie, she says. If this is about me or us, she sighs.